Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about feelings and appearances and shows and who's telling the truth. Because some news came out last night and a whole bunch of questions came in about it because you have the two players to something saying the exact opposite. So, they want to know who's telling the truth. First, this is feeling. When I've talked about this in the past, it has been hard analysis. This is feeling. I don't have access to any information you don't have access to on this one. Okay, so Iran has come out and said the sanctions are ending. We're even talking about prisoner exchanges. The deal is coming back. And Biden is saying, no, we're still in negotiations. So, who's telling the truth? I think they're both lying. Not really lying. They are engaging in political theater. That's the way it appears to me. When we've talked about this in the past, we've said that neither side can appear to have lost this negotiation. They both have to leave looking like the winner to their audiences at home, to the citizens in their home country. This may be a way of accomplishing that. The reality is that both sides want this deal, but politically both sides have to make it appear as though they kind of made the other one take it. So, Iran right now declaring victory, literally saying that they have ended America's economic war. The sanctions are ending. They're on the brink of ending. That's a pretty bold statement if they weren't very certain that it was going to happen. Because come election time, if it doesn't, they're in trouble. Biden is saying, no, we're still having negotiations on this because he's going to get another concession. He's going to get something else from Iran. And it's going to allow him to frame it here in the United States as though he drove a really hard bargain. Now, back in Iran, when that happens, they're going to be like, we got everything we wanted, and they wanted this little baby thing, so we went ahead and gave it to them because we're already in a position of strength. It's a show. It's a show for you and me and the people over there. My guess is that all of this, including whatever that concession is, was agreed to before Iran ever made these announcements. It's a show at this point. What's the concession? It could be anything. It could be a promise from Iran to not fund Group X. Something that simple. And it really doesn't matter what it is. Not really. Because the goal here of both sides was to just bring the deal back. To put things back the way they were before they got broke. They're just trying to fix it. But because of the political situations at home, they can't just walk in and say, okay, we're restarting. There has to be the political tug of war because these countries have been oppositional to each other for a very long time. So the citizens of both countries want a win. The way this is playing out, assuming there is this concession coming in the future, or Biden gets to announce a part of the deal that Iran hasn't publicly said yet, it does that. It gives both sides a win and brings the deal back. I think we are in the phase of public consumption, political theater for you and I. If it's not that, I have no idea what Iran's doing, because that's a pretty bold announcement to make without being really certain that it's going to happen. So, based on what's occurred, I'm going to say that the deal's back. It may not be back officially yet, it may not be public yet, but the agreement has been reached in principle. I mean, I could be wrong about this. Somebody in Iran may have just said something wild. But I don't think that's what happened. I think the deal's back, and this is a really good thing for the Biden administration, because this is a cornerstone of the foreign policy that they want to enact in the Middle East. So that's where we're at. We'll have to see how it plays out. I'm really curious, though. So anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.